Alright guys, welcome to part 2. In this part we're going to go ahead and route the wires, connect everything up, and we're going to test them. And then part 3 we'll go ahead and do the boost modules for the fold and extend. So let's get to it. Alright, now this is a wiring harness that I built just for this. It's for the heat. Here's what I built the harness from. It's from a Nightlight LED light bar for a dual light bar harness. I actually used the one for 4 bars, but I think this one would be better. It's $5 cheaper. And in the next slide you can see where I X'd out the LED lights. That's where the mirrors would actually hook up. And then I cut the relay out because there was no need to have it, and kind of redid the wires there for that. And then here's the actual wiring diagram with some part numbers and some clips and stuff that you'll need to do it. And then this last picture here is the actual wiring harness that I installed. Note that the gray and white connectors on the either end on the sides, that is the Boost 2016 mirrors to the 99 to 01 mirror adapters. So they come with the kit, so don't worry about that. But a heat harness doesn't come with the Boost mirrors. You have to build that. Now they may offer them in the future, but until then you have to build it. So let's go ahead and get back to the video. You want the one that's like got 27 inches from here to where this open area is. Now your wiring harness may or may not have one of these jackets on it. If it does, you need to find the one with the open area right here. And that's because this is going to be on the driver's side, so it has to be fed through first all the way to the driver's side. So we're going to take that, and we're going to take this this is the switchback wiring harness, and we're going to attach these two together right here and tie them to the string, and then route the string through the dash. All right, to attach it to the string, just take this and fold it over like that and tie the string through here, and then wrap some tape around it so we can pull it through. All right, there we go. Tie about 3 knots around it. Now let's wrap it with tape. All right, when you're done, it should look like that. Make sure you wrap up the little crimp connectors on the end, so if they get hung up, they don't get pulled off. So I might just put maybe one more piece of tape right here on this. Grab this string and let's start feeding it through. And you're gonna have to play with it a little bit. It's not gonna go super easy. It's, you know, it is a little thick right here. So just play with it a little bit and it'll go. If you have to, disconnect the boots here so you get more access and make it a little easier to feed it. And just feed it and wiggle the boot as you're pulling, and eventually it will come through. Okay, with my hand up under the dash and my hand over here, just pulling back and forth and rocking them back and forth like this and wiggling around this little boot right here, I was able to go ahead and get it up in the inside. So let's go up in here and have a look. And that's where it is, right there. There's that little tape area in the string. So you can see you don't have a whole lot of room to work in there, but it's doable. You just gotta stick your hand up in here and kind of pull and feed this at the same time. It was kind of a pain. What I ended up having to do was like pull these individually to get them started, and then pull this one separately too to keep it going. But once I got it started feeding fairly well. All right, now you need to stop this one right about here and then pull the other one. The wiring harnesses are different lengths. Grab this connector here and make sure these are all the same length now. So you get them right about here. That's good for here. Open up the glove box here. Need to pull this side right here so this comes out. Pull the other side so it drops down. There we go. Now we can grab our string here and pull our wiring harness up to this point. Up in here, grab all this, bring it all up in here, just like that. So it's together. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna attach this wiring to a couple loopholes in here using the twisty ties we pulled off the wiring harness. Okay, so here we are. We're inside the glove box now. And this is the area I'm talking about right here. Just take one of those little ties and hook it here. And then the next one we're gonna do it's gonna be over here. All right, we have the other one done. So now we need to get this whole wiring harness fed up to there. So just reach in here and grab this and pull it through. All right, here we go. So let's grab this and pull this harness up through here. All right, after you get the wires pulled through, Go ahead and put another twisty tie right here on this one over here. All right, so now I'm going to reach over here under the dash, and I'm going to grab that string and I'm going to pull it through, and we're just going to feed that through. Okay, here we are on the driver's side now. Go ahead and grab these, pull them through. So now that we got this side run through, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have to route this through here now. But we can't pull this whole thing through here because we have to remove the switchback now so that we can hook those up to the steering column and up to the headlamp switch. So let's take all this off and get those out of there, and then we'll be pulling just the heater circuit through. All right, we got the tape off, so just pull these off. Okay, so let's get this all taped up, and so we're going to pull it over to the top of that, and then we're going to bring it out here, and then we're going to try to feed it through here. So let's go ahead and find the string. There's two strings in here, remember, that go under the dash now. So we're gonna find that, and we're gonna pull these strings up. Let's get the switchback wiring for the passenger side out of the way first. Now we can pull this through. Now this is going to be tricky, like I said, because it has to go up over the CJB and then down. So just kind of play with it a little bit with your hand. There we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the other string. Whoop, not that one. This one right here. I'm going to pull this up like this. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to have to fish it a little bit and play with it to get it to come through here. Okay. I got it through. I had to like pull the wire out this way a little bit, and then kind of feed it around it. We're playing with the boot, and then it just came right through, so that's good. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull this up. You want to have a little bit of slack in here after you pull it up so that you can get your taps into it. All right, so we got this one through. Now we need to get the switchback lighting wiring going up this way, up through the instrument panel, or through the bulkhead here. Once we get those in, then we'll go ahead and we'll route them up to the steering wheel and the headlamp switch. Okay, get your other wiring switchback wiring harness, get it out and tie it off like this with a little loop, and then put some tape around it. All right, let's see if we can't get this thing pulled through. We're going to start by pulling this string, and when we get it up towards the boot, play with the boot a little bit. It's coming. There we go. It's a little hard to see, but it's right here. It's this one right here underneath the black one, and next to this red thing. It's right there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull this out and get some of it out here and put some slack in it so it's not trying to drag the whole thing through. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to pull the rest of it up to where it needs to be. You need it right about here is good enough. I'm going to try to use our fingers and push it up through here. So I'm just going to have to play with it a little bit. It's tight. It doesn't like to come through. Okay, I got it through here. All right, now just kind of feed this slowly. Kind of push this side and pull this side. And do it slow, because you don't, if it gets hung up on some of those metal things in there, you don't want it stripping the wires off. There we go. Check it, looks okay. Put the boot back in. Don't forget to do the other side too. I don't remember if I showed that on video or not. All right, now you have your parking and switchback right here, and you have your heated harness right here. So just leave them right there. And now we're going to come over here and we're going to route the blinker lights. We're going to route those up into the steering wheel up here, and then we're going to route the park portion up here behind the headlamp switch. Let me set that up for you. All right, grab your wires, both of them from your left and right side, and put them together and kind of get a twisty tie and twisty tie them up to this harness right here. Okay, it should look just about like that. The reason you want to do this is to keep them out of the way. Grab the red with yellow stripe on it, and we're going to run these up to the top of the steering column. So let's go ahead and do that. Tie the string around the very ends. grab the string, kind of feed it up through here like this. Might have to get like way up on top and grab it and pull all of it through. There we go. Now take some of it and bring it back down so you have a little bit of a loop right there. That's all you need. Now let's get up on top and we're going to tie these in. All right, after you get these wires up here, go ahead and push this all the way down. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut these 2 wires right here. Right about here is fine. Now you don't even have to strip these because we're going to use a special crimper. And what we're going to do is we're going to splice in to this light green and white, and this white and light blue. Now the white may actually look kind of yellow, but that's due to the aging, so don't worry about that. So just let these hang right here for now, and we're going to get these blue ones. These are blue like wire splice ins. They're not the other kind where you need to push it in here. These are a little bit different. We're just going to pick one of them. It doesn't matter which one, just pick one. I'm going to have to get a screwdriver and separate these, I guess, because they're not wanting to go. Okay, I just used a screwdriver right here and my finger and just kind of snaked it around and got it on there. All right, now you're going to take one of those wires. It doesn't matter which one. And you could have come in this way, but I think it'd be easier just to come in this way so you could see what you're doing. So I'm going to put it in there like that, all the way, push it all the way in until it stops right over here. All right, slip your pliers underneath it like that. Make sure this one's all the way in. If it's not all the way in, you're not going to get good continuity. All right, and then just, there we go. There we go. And see, that was the problem. All right, so I'm going to have to remove this one here real quick. I'm going to leave this in the video so you guys can see that this can happen, and I'm going to show you how to solve it. All right, you just take your small screwdriver in here, and then go ahead and push that back up where it was before. There we go. And let's try to repeat this process, except get it right this time. So we got that there. Let's get the pliers back on it and just get it ready. Slide that back in. Make sure it goes past it, like that. You can tell if it goes past it by doing that. Squeeze it. Yeah, let's see if it pulls out. Okay, this time it didn't pull out, so we're good. Go ahead and push this down like that. Now we're gonna go do the white and light blue one right here. Same thing, use a blue one like this. Maybe if I stick my screwdriver in here to spread it a little bit and get it over the wire. Let's try that. Ah, hey, that's a good idea. Now we can pull this screwdriver out and use the screwdriver underneath here to support it and push it on. There we go. All right, there's 2 holes. There's one on this side with a blocked one, and then there's one all this way. And this needs to be in the one right here, and it should move freely like that. All right, get it ready. Put the wire in. Check it, make sure it went all the way in. Yep, okay. And then squish it down. Pull it, see if it comes out. It doesn't come out, so we're good. There we go. Let's go all the way down. There we go. All right, let's get down below and wire them up. I don't want to put the fuses under here because if they blow, I want to be able to get to down below. So we'll put the fuses there instead of under the clamshell. All right, go ahead and push the steering wheel all the way back up. Grab the 2 black wires with the white stripes on them. Just cut them off right about here. And just cut them off. Go ahead and strip them the right diameter there. There we go. Strip them, both of them. Them a little bit like that. Get your crimpers, the ones with teeth. Don't use the ones that don't have teeth. I know that people say that you should use those, but no, not into it. Round one goes on top. Stick your wire in so you can just see the wire coming through right there, and then squeeze it, and then give it a tug. See if it comes off. If it doesn't come off, it's good. Take these 2 and find some place where there's a screw and put them there. If you have to, drill and tap a hole and put a screw in it. This is your grounds for your blinkers and your park lights that go to the mirror. Okay, there we are. Now we're going to do these. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to cut these now, right here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to install inline fuses. Fuses are important because if something goes wrong with the mirror and the door, whatever, it shorts out. It could take out your whole electrical for your turn and park. So we don't want that. There we are. All right, now we need to figure out which one of these is the driver's side and which one is the passenger side. You go ahead and you pull one while you watch up on top, and you see which one up on top of the steering wheel is moving. So let's get up on top and have a look. All right, the one with the white and blue is the passenger, and the one with the green and white stripe over here is the driver's side. And I'm going to show you right here. Number 3 is the driver's side and number 2 is the passenger. This is green and white. Number 3, light green and white. That's your left front or driver's side. And 2 is your passenger side, and that's going to be the white with the light blue. And it kind of looks yellow because it's faded. I told you that already. So let's go ahead and figure out which one it is. So we're going to pull one. So let's see, here we go. All right, so that's the driver's side. That's this one right here. I'm just going to put a quick little bend in it like that, and then I'm going to grab a piece of tape and I'm going to mark that. Okay, so I put on the tape drive turn right there. So we're going to take the one we twisted and we're going to mark that driver's turn. This isn't just for like just this quick install, but it's if you have to do any repairs. It's nice to know which wire you're working on. And so the other one obviously is going to be your passenger turn. I don't need to bend it, but I'll just grab my tape and put it on there. All right, so we got that. All right, let's prepare these and go grab our fuses. Going to be in this pack right here from Boost, and it'll have the part number on it right there. Part number from Boost is 1841F, and it's a 3 amp fuse. So here we go. So we're going to take this right here, and this part right here is going to be the part we're going to connect up to these right here, the steering wheel. Doesn't matter at this point which one you hook up, just hook it up. The second one here, which is the 18 gauge. There we go. Twist these up. Okay, if you strip them too far, just snip them right there. That's about all you need. About a pinky fingernail width. Stuff that in there. Use the middle one. Make sure it's all the way in, and crimp it down and give it a tug. If it doesn't come out, it's good. So let's get the other one out. It's the same part number. All right, got my crimper ready. It's better to have it on the crimper and ready to go, and then stuff it in the hole and make sure it's all the way in, and then crimp it, tug. All right, it's good. You get the wires, these marked up, and let's go ahead and strip these. They only need to be stripped about the width of a pinky fingernail. Give them a little twist, and look inside the hole here, the top where it's open on the two like little ram's horns there. That's where the round side on this goes. So you want to put that in there and put it right in the middle. You want the tooth on the bottom where it's flat on the bottom. Stick your wire in there until you see it come through the other side, just barely poking through, and then crimp it like that all the way down, and then give it a pull. All right, let's do the same thing on the other one. All right, now you need to find out which one of these is going to be hooked up to. So grab the one going to the passenger side and give it a pull. So this is the passenger one right here. So go find these right here, the one that says passenger, and just hook this up to that one. There we go. And then the other one by default is going to be your driver's side. So go ahead and hook that in just like that. Here we go. All right, now we have our thingies fused, so we're just going to let them hang for right now. There we go. All right, now we need to work on the park, which is the blue ones right here. All right, we're going to cut off one of these blue wires, 2 feet of it, so we can run it from the headlamp switch down into the dash to these wires here. Let's go ahead and pull the headlamp switch out. Just stick your car key in there and pry up like that, pull it out. All right, now we want this brown wire right here, and we're going to tap into this one. We're going to get a pair of pliers and we're going to crimp one of these on there. All right, let's get the screwdriver in here, kind of spread it open a little bit. There we go, just like that. Open it up just a little bit, stick that on there, and then pull the screwdriver out. All right, it's got to be loose like this. And then we're going to take that blue wire that we got, we're going to run it in here right about there, all the way back. Check it, meaning run it up so it's right here, and then pull your finger out and make sure when you mark it back up, it goes all the way to the back like that. That's what we want to do. So just hold on to that and crimp that down, and then give it a tug. It's good. All right, now we can close this little bail right here all the way. Now we're going to take this wire. We can use a coat hanger, or we can try to feed it through this way. I think I'm just going to try to feed it without the coat hanger first. Let's see. Ah, there it is. Okay, so we don't need the coat hanger. There we go. So now we got this hanging out down here, so we can just push this back up right there. Boom. We're going to take this wire about to the bottom of the dash here, and we're going to cut it off. And we're going to strip it, which is we're using the 18 gauge stripper for that. There we go. Give it a little twist. Grab this, use the middle one, put it right in the middle of the crimper, so there's metal on both sides. Stuff this in all the way down until it stops. Crimp it real good like that. Okay, it's tight. All right, now we're going to take these and we're going to connect them up to this right here, and kind of crimp them right here like this. I guess about 3/8 of an inch strip. Give it a twist. Same thing on this one. This is for the parking lights on the mirrors. There we go. Grab this. Again, the part that has the flat part is the part that's going to it's going to have the tooth on it. And then you got to have metal on this side and this side. Stick this in until you can see metal coming through, or the wire coming through, and then crimp it. There we go. Now we just connect this up to here. All right. So now we have our parking in. We have our left and right turn signals to our mirrors wired in. This is mirror parking, and we have it grounded over here. So we have those all in there. We could actually go and test this right now with these over here. We could turn it on, put our meter on it, and see if we're actually getting power to these, and that's probably a good idea. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. All right, I got my test light. You have to reconnect the truck batteries if it's not already, at least one of them, so you can test this. Go ahead and turn your ignition on and hit your blinker. And your blinker on your dash is working, so obviously you didn't short anything out. Now let's see if we can find out which one here. It should be the red and yellow one, and the red and yellow one is this top corner right here. And we have power going to it. Okay, so we know that's correct. Let's turn on the parking lights. The blue one is the parking lights. That is the one next to it right here. And we have power to it right there. I'm going to go do this to the other one on the other side. You don't need to see down the camera. The connector is exactly the same. The colors are the same. Okay, both sides were working fine. When I turned the parking lights off, the blue wire went dead on both. When I put it on the left-hand turn, or driver's side, I got flashing power here. When I put it on the right-hand turn, or passenger side, then this wire went dead. This one stayed unparked since I was in park, and then the other one lit up in right-hand turn and park, and then it turned park off and blinkers off, and both connectors went dead. So that's what you want. If you're working on this over here and you're not getting the pulsing or the light or the voltage for that on your red and yellow wire there, go ahead and flip your blinker up on top, and then if it comes on, well, then you've reversed these two over here by mistake. And the nice part is all you have to do then is just disconnect and swap these two wires, and that should be good. All right, now we're going to work on the heater or the mirror heat, and to do that we need to tap into these two wires here. If you have a jacket over it, go ahead and get a knife and gently cut it and slide the jacket away from it like that. Put one of these right here on the black one. Get your pliers and squish it down just like that. There we go. And then do the same thing for the red one. Probably put it on the other side so it's not close to this one though. Get your pliers, crimp it down. There we are. Okay, we're good. All right, now on the black one, you're going to need to either build one of these or get it out of your kit if they have a kit. If they don't, you'll have to build one. It's a blue ring and one with a spade on it, and that spade goes into the black one here, and then the ground goes right here where the other ones go. You just put it on there like that. So I'm going to put that on there. I don't think you need to see me do that. And power is actually going to be coming from this black one with the green stripe, light green stripe on it. Apparently the tap or the wire was kind of thick, so they actually cut some of the jacket off. You might do that too. All right, to get power to it, you obviously need power, and because this is a heated thing and it's got power running through your frame and stuff, you want to fuse it. You want to use the 7.5 amp inline fuse right here. So the power is going to go from up here, this black and light green. It's going to go into here, and it's going to go into this connector. You don't really need the connector. You can put crimps on it if you want. And that power is going to run up here to a switch, and I have one that's got a light. So the power would come through the light, or I'm sorry, through the switch, down the white wire, and into this white wire right here. And then this white wire we would plug into your heating system right here, the heating loom, and that sends power to both mirrors for your heated mirror. All right, here's a quick diagram for you to look at. Go ahead and look at the black and light green wire on top, the switch, the little light, the light ground, and then on the bottom where the white wire goes into the power feeds, and the ground wire below it that I showed you earlier. Also the crimps on the ends next to the left and right of the wires, and then the actual mirror connectors that are in the doors. And then on the far left and far right are the driver's mirror heating outlets. So this can kind of give you an idea of what we're doing here, so that's why I paused the video here to show this to you. What's this black wire here for, and what's this ground for? Well, it's got a light bulb in it right here. So when you turn the switch on, the power goes to both the white one, it goes to the light bulb, and then the other side of the light bulb, it has to have something to activate the light, or I should say ground the light, so the current can go through it and light it. So you have to have, you know, a return. So that return is right here, and it goes to the ground. First thing I want to do is go ahead and install this switch. Right here where a factory one would be if it had it, and that would be right here. And I'll probably make it up high enough so I can put like 2 or 3 in here in case I want to add extra switches. All right, to figure out where you could get 3 switches in here, run the paper up to this top lip right here, run it up against this over here, and then go down on the bottom right here where there's this little lip here, and just make a little paper mark right there. Okay, and then come over to this side, slide it down a little bit, make a mark here, just take it and fold it in half like that. Make sure it's on the mark, and then go down here like this, and then go ahead and cut this off right here. All right, here we go. Now we're going to line this up on this edge here, and then we're going to cut this off right here. This is the easy way to do it without having to measure everything. Now we got us a little patch panel here. Now we want to be able to put 3 in here, so halfway would be like right here if we wanted to put it in the middle. So we just fold that in half right there. So that would give us this measurement if we want to put it in the middle. If you want to put one like up here and one here, well then you'd want those halfway. So just go ahead and measure those off like this. There we go. So that would give us our height if we wanted to put 3 switches in there. One here, one here, and one here. But, you know, we kind of want them between here, so all you have to do now is just fold this in half like this. So now we know exactly where we can put our 3 switches without having to do any measuring other than just folding paper and cutting a piece of paper. I'm only going to put 1 switch in right now, so all you need to do is mark that through this. And to do that, you just grab yourself an awl, make sure the paper's lined up, and make a little mark right there. And just for future reference, I'm going to go ahead and mark them anyways for the future, because I'll probably put some other stuff in here. And you won't really see them that much. You might see a little dot, but you know, whoopie-doo. Now the hole that the switch goes in is a little bit bigger than 3/4 of an inch. I'm just going to use one of those step drill bit from Harbor Freight. All right, so here's the drill bit from Harbor Freight. So I need to drill me a little pilot hole. So I'm going to use like a smaller drill, like a 5/32 or something. Now, oh, and by the way, before you drill in here, make sure there's no wires behind this. I already checked that. Here we go. And these have to go all the way in. Cover it out a little bit like this. All right, there we go. Clean this up a little bit. So let's get the switch and see if the switch will go in there. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and I'm just going to run the wire back this way for now, and then we'll feed it down that way in a minute. All right. Now you can either have the light on the bottom or the light on the top. I kind of like the light on top, so I'm just going to put it in there like that and see if this will fit in there nice and tight. There she goes. And she's not coming out unless you get inside and like pinch. It's going to be a real booger to do that. So make sure your connectors are on really good on the inside. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to feed it down over the dash and bring it down over here. All right, I just fed it over down through here, so now I'm just going to pull that off. We don't need this out anymore, so just go ahead and push that back in. Take our connector and hook it up. Mind you, this connector right here may not come on a harness. It just happened to be on the one that I bought. I think it was called a Nightlight for fog lights or something. I'll put a link to it in the description down below. But you don't really need the whole kit. I just got it because it had the wiring, the jacket, and the fuse and everything on it. So now what we need to do is we need to connect up power here for the key on power, which is right there. And then we need to connect this to the wiring harness so that when we turn it on, power will go to the heated mirrors. So that's that. And then we need a ground for our light indicator. So we're going to hook that up right here with these other ones. Okay, I got it hooked up right here. And before we stuff all this up here and zip tie it, let's go ahead and hook up the batteries, or at least one of the terminals. Turn the key on to the on position and make sure we have power coming to everything. And of course, you know, we'll hit the light switch and there we go. How if I turn the key on all the way? All right, let's turn the switch on, see if we got any light. I can see a light. There's a light there. So let's go over to the door connectors and see if we have power at the door connectors. Let's turn the light switch on, or the heater switch on, and then this is the mirror heat. And let's see what we get on here. And there we go. We got power to it. See it right there? And we should probably check the ground here. All right, to check the wiring to make sure it's got power and everything, go ahead and connect it right here. Just pull this boot back so you can clamp your light to it, and then touch this to here. And we got, there it is. All right, now the first time I did this, I didn't have a good one, and the problem was the ground up under the dash was defective. So I'm going to show you that real quick. All right, here was my problem is this connection right here on the wire wasn't that good, and that's why we tested, because we could have hooked the whole thing up and then wondered what the heck. So while you still have the panels off and everything, now is the best time to go ahead and make sure everything is working before you even hook up the mirrors, so you don't blow up your mirrors. I'm going to go ahead and put the little yellow jacket back on this, and then we'll move on. After everything's all tested, go ahead and put some kind of big zip tie around everything, I guess. Run it up under the dash and zip tie it up under the dash someplace, or use one of those twisty ties like I did so it's out of the way. Alright guys, now that we have the heat installed, the mirror control installed, the turn and the park wiring installed and tested, now we're going to go ahead and move on to the boost modules that activate the fold and the extend and retract modules. So head on over to part 3 for that.